whenever you are. All right, so we're going to talk about the new radios, and they're going to film this for other trainings. But before I go over the actual radios themselves, I want to go over the system because it's drastically different than what we've been using, and we'll notice differences for sure when we're talking on the radios. So we kind of moved to what's called P25 trunk system, Project 25, super popular among public service agencies. And what it does is it's using a digital signal instead of analog, right? So the traditional radios we have now use analog, pure sound, right? Just sine waves. That's why when you hear it on the radio, you hear someone's voice clearly, sounds like them, supernatural, right? Same as your car radio. There's no different, right? FM analog. We're moving to digital, so ones and zeros, everything is getting put into digital and then transmitted and then sent back over the radio. So when you start using these radios, people are going to sound similar. You'll be able to discern people after you get used to it, but you're going to definitely hear there's drastically different change in voices. I know JJ at the police station said for the first week he couldn't tell who he was talking to at dispatch. It all sounded the same. So, but the biggest reason why, there's two big reasons why people move to digital, right? It's because so many people right now are using, everything uses radio waves, right? From remotes, radios, phones, cars. So spectrum management is really big. Analog is really inefficient in terms of how much bandwidth it uses on a spectrum. So digital is really, really efficient in terms of multiple radios working at the same time and using the spectrum efficiently. This is good to know. So if you look at signal quality over distance from a tower, we all know traditional analog, right? It just gets worse and it gradually drops off, right? There's no kind of distinct point. It just kind of gradually deteriorates. We've all experienced this. As you get further away on the radio in your car, it doesn't drop off suddenly, it just gradually gets worse. What digital does is digital has really, really good signal for longer, and then you have a pretty quick drop off, like your phone, right? You're on the phone and then you're not on the phone. So we have all this of improvement area. So that's one of the big benefits of digital, is this. So I looked at the coverage maps for Story County. There's pretty much 100% coverage under the new system outside. You know, when you're indoors in buildings, it might get hairy. So I wanted to go over, we have a temporary system now that we keep talking about that Raycom has put out. The permanent system will be live in the summer. So the temporary system Todd put out today goes live the morning of April 16th. So these radios, we're not supposed to use them until that goes live on the morning of the 16th. So the new temporary sites, there's 4 towers. There's one on Wallace Hall. There's 2 names. One is on Wallace. There's another one in Ames. I don't know the exact location. Zering has a tower, temporary, and then Collins has a temporary. So that's the temporary sites for the temporary system right now. That's going to go live in next week. The permanent system is going to have 5 towers: Gilbert, Nevada, Ames, Cambridge, and Zering.
It's live now. It's just that our Story County ops will be live.
For the permanent system or the temporary system?
For the temporary system.
Yeah, I know, yeah, it's live now. PD's already using it.
And we can use Ballard Chat and Hubs Chat now.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we go to the radios. Yeah, there's some of it live already, and actually it's patched through, so you could, in theory, still use dispatch. They just don't want you to. So there's the permanent sites. So pretty good coverage. Like I said, the temporary system goes live for us on the 16th of April. Permanent system goes, all I know is online in the summer. Do you have a date for the permanent system? I was told just the summer it's going to go live. And then our legacy sunset is 30th of June. So the legacy system would be what we have now, and that's due to get shut down on the 30th of June. So our radios will be good backup until then. And then, of course, we still have pagers, right? I know everyone has been asking how pagers are going to work. So our pagers, for now, are still pagers. I know down the road, Todd mentioned county get new ones, city get new ones, but that's down the road. So for now, your pagers will still work. And what they'll do is they'll patch into the old frequency to utilize our pagers when they switch over systems. So that's pretty much that. The difference with P25 is when you key up now, you want to hold your mic open for a second before you talk. And what it's doing is, it's all digital. Every time your radio zone is turned or your channel is turned on the radio, anything you do on your radio, anytime you turn it on or off, it's communicating with the towers, establishing a digital connection, and it's pinging your location, right? So when you start turning these radios on, you'll start seeing like data connect, uplink, stuff like that, and that's the radios just tagging into the digital system. So there's a control site in Marshalltown that's controlling all of this, and it's just talking back and forth to the system. The temporary site, each radio has IDs. They don't really mean a lot on the temporary system. On the permanent system, radio IDs will mean more. So like when you transmit, or someone transmits an emergency, your radio will read their radio's ID number. So right now it's, like I said, not worth anything, the radio IDs, but I'm not sure how that works, but Raycon did say in the permanent system that IDs would mean more. If that's, I don't know if that's gonna be like unit numbers or what, but they said in the permanent system the IDs would actually mean something.
They're changing it in Ames. I haven't heard that they're gonna change it here, so they have the capability of doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so we'll see on that. The other downside to the temporary system is it's not simulcast. So the temporary system is when you're scanning a talk group or a channel, you know, on one tower, and there's a group of people on the next tower, you're not going to hear their traffic because they're not simultaneously working together. That's the temporary system. So on the new system, on the permanent system, it'll be all simulcast. So when you are talking on one tower, all 5 towers are simultaneously transmitting same frequency on all 5 towers. So, like I said, it gets kind of complicated, but we might notice some shortcomings on the temporary system until one goes live. Okay, the biggest one was waiting for you to key up. So you'll hear, when you key up your mic, and we'll go through it, you'll hear a tone when it's ready to transmit. With digital system, there is a possibility if it gets overloaded. Let's say there's an ISU game day, everyone's talking on the Ames Tower, that calls will be placed into a queue. So if you key the mic and it's orange, and your call's in queue, so you're not going to be able to transmit until other people come off the system, if that makes sense. So they Raycom said that would be kind of only in that big situation where there's an IC game, there's lots going on, lots of people talking on one tower. So I can't foresee that happening any other time than that. So the radios are real simple. They're meant to be scan only, so not front program. They're not front panel programmable. We can't change anything besides our scan list on the radios. Really simple to use. So we all have radios. I know. You just turn it on with the volume knob on the front top here.
Benny, you want to turn yours on, and so you two can talk and kind of hear how it's going to be.
Yeah, you guys want to just look at a radio and look at the battery and go through. Yeah. So when it turns on, you'll see it kind of go through data register, uplink, things like that. It's talking to the computer, right? Like I said, anytime you change a channel, a zone on these radios, it's talking to that computer, establishing that connection. So you have 3 lines on your screen. Your top line is the zone you're in. So we're in Hux FDA. So there's 5 zones in our radios, essentially. Zone A, B, and C, we'll go over first. So Huxfire A, and the biggest letters on the middle part, your biggest readout, is what they call a talk group or your channel. So Story County FD Ops, right? That's dispatch. The nice thing about these radios, the way they program the banks, is channel 1 is dispatch, channel 16 is dispatch, channel 2 is Huxley Chat, and channel 15 is Huxley Chat. So if you're on a TAC channel and something's going on, you get dispatch, you just grab your channel knob and twist it all the way left or right, and you'll get dispatch, which is nice because you don't have to think about it. If something's going on and you get hold of dispatch, you just.
I did that more for a Mayday.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't know what's up, turn it all the way one way or another, and you can broadcast with the emergency button on Mayday, so.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
So, and if the video didn't hear that, it's kind of more for emergency situations. If you don't know what's up, turn it all the way left or right. And then the bottom line is just your battery. When you're transmitting, there's gonna be like a transmit icon on here. The 25 you see is for P25, Project 25. All the channels are P25. So pretty simple. So just turn on that group, turn that knob up here, changes your channel. So if you turn it, we have so we have Fire Ops, the Huxley Chat, and we have a new one on our radio list, Ballard Chat. They've added, which is the 4 departments, Cambridge, Kelly, Huxley, and Slater have their own chat channel now. Called, if we're working with the 4 departments, just whatever.
Or fire,
Yeah.
or whatever that we're all 4 of us.
So we still have tactical channels. There's public safety TAC channels, Ames Ops, and then we also have every other department's chat. So Cambridge's chat.
We
have
might not
Cambridge's
have
chat.
access to any other department's chat.
On these radios. Might not work.
They might not work. We were told you had to have, I submitted one list, and I was told you don't have access,
Yeah.
but that's the list they gave us, so we might or might not.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, someday we'll have to try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
So, and then you have these up and down arrows here. These will change your zone. So if you push it up, you'll go to zone B. Again, zone B channel 1 is dispatch, right? So, and then again, zone C. And you'll see when it changes, it says register. Again, it's linking with that computer. It's all digital. So, and then you guys, they're pretty well labeled in here. So when you get your radios, if you just want to look through, there is a channel listing we can put in the office, but you can also look through the radio yourself and just kind of see what's in there. Then there are mutual aid zones. There's 800 aid and 700 aid. That would be for mutual aid type stuff.
And life flight.
And life flights. Should be able to get onto those if they have UHF. So, again, pretty simple. Scanning, there's 2 ways to turn on scans. On your front panel, SCN is scanned, so you hit that. And then you'll see right next to your battery, you'll see a triangle that's rotating clockwise. That means it's scanning when the triangle is rotating clockwise. And then, so you hit scan. And then another way to turn on scan is this top button on your right side of the radio, right above the push to talk. There's a push to talk and then 2 buttons. The top button will also turn scan on and off. So the top button, there's your push to talk on this side.
Gotcha.
Then you push to talk. The top button will do scan, as well as the scan button itself. The button below, right above the push to talk, is your monitor or your clear. So, that's used when you use the emergency button. So, and we'll talk about that now. So if everyone wants to go to Huxley Chat. So I know different departments or different dispatches have the emergency buttons different. So Story County, we haven't had our emergency buttons programmed, but now we do. So if you hit your red button on your radio or your microphone, if you have one, you hold it down for 1.5 seconds, and that's so you don't inadvertently push it. You know, bump it, it's not going to trigger an emergency. So you have to hold it for 1.5 seconds, and then it'll go emergency transmit. So the way these radios are programmed is if I'm on Huxley Chat and I transmit an emergency, it's not going to dispatch. It's only transmitting that emergency on the channel you're on. So whether you're on a TAC channel or a chat channel, if you transmit the emergency, it's only over that. It's not jumping back to dispatch, which some dispatch radios do. I don't know if Ames, does yours go right to dispatch or is it whatever channel? Yeah, so whatever channel it's on. So in the video, they told us to push it and see what happens. So we will, what's gonna happen is you're gonna push it for 1.5 seconds. It's gonna go to transmit emergency, it'll say TX Emer on your radio, and it's gonna have an open mic for 10 seconds, which means you can talk without pushing your PTT for 10 seconds. So if you hold it down, you just throw out your emergency, and then every other radio receiving it, it's gonna go to RX emergency, and your push to talk is gonna be disabled for the duration. So you guys won't be able to key up, if that makes sense. So when I'm transmitting the emergency on this radio, while it's transmitting, you guys can't key up and step on me, right, until I'm done. And then you do your emergency traffic, and then to clear it, anybody on the talk group on the channel can clear it using that button right above the PTT. So that will clear the emergency. So if you are on dispatch and you hit the emergency button, yes, dispatch will know. If you're just on chat, it's just us. If you're on fire ground using TAC 4 and you hit the emergency button, everybody on TAC 4 will hear that emergency. So it'll be nice to have that feature utilized in our radios, because our emergency buttons haven't done anything on our old radios. So like I said, the radio Raycom suggested trying it so we know what to expect. So if someone wants to hit the button on chat, Huxley chat, someone's free to hit the button and hold it down for 1.5 seconds.
Help, help, mayday, mayday.
So I didn't get anything. You guys did?
Maybe I didn't hold it down long enough.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying this too. They just told us to try this.
The text is text Emer.
I don't have that.
Mine says data off.
So part data off, that means, well, your
Yeah.
antenna's not plugged in, so you're not linked up.
Goes back and forth, Huxley chat and text Emer.
Yeah, so it could be we're in a building, it's not linked up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, we'll have to play with these radios. That's the downside of digital sometimes in buildings. I know JJ was here with the cop, and his radio wasn't getting a data link inside. So since they're digital, right, with no data link, you're limited. So
Hux chat is the new private. What used to be private,
Yeah.
all the time you switch to private, is now Hux chat.
So, all right. Yeah. So, like I said, these radios are super simple. Talking on them, the way we talk. You know, we had that video that went out a few weeks ago. Nothing changed with the new radios. Just wait to key up your mic. You know, so key up, and then wait a second, and then talk. If you key up and talk right away, the first syllable or two might get cut off. Not the end of the world, but just remember, hit it, take a breath, and then talk. Obviously, good radio procedures, right? Talking close to the microphone. Your microphone's here, you're talking like this. You're probably gonna get low audio on the output, right? People are gonna complain. So if you're talking like this, you know, so don't hold your radios like this, right? I'm sure everyone was taught this at one point, but what happens is all of our radio towers, right, are vertically polarized, and you go like this, and all of a sudden you turn that into horizontally polarized antenna, and you decrease your efficiency way down. So, like I said, we're all gonna have to learn the new radios, the digital system, what it's gonna look like in buildings, what it looks like in, you know, in a brick school. Like it's, you know, part of it is just getting out and using them. So, again, 16th of April, the temp system for us will go live, so we'll switch over then. Mobile radios are coming for the trucks around the week of the 20th, it sounds like. So for the time being, each truck will have a labeled handheld for that truck. 731 will obviously have two for both duty crew. Yep, now it went through. Who did that?
Is that Betty just not coming
It's,
through?
yeah, it is on too, it's coming, Hugs chat, Rex Emer, RX Emer.
So you're receiving the emergency. Mine says TXMR, which means mine was the one transmitting.
Okay.
So, and then there's that ID up there that you guys get on your radios. That's this radio's ID. So if in the future they were to
Oh.
tie up unit numbers to radios, which is possible, that could be like 2406. Whether that happens or not is way beyond me. But so, all right.